Hello, welcome to Around the NBA Offseason Edition. I'm your host this evening, also joined by Manny as always. Manny, it's been a minute. It feels like it's been forever.
I know.
We're here. We got some exciting things to talk about. Obviously, the biggest night tonight is not even related to any trades. It's any big targets. It's related to the NBA draft. It's where players start their NBA chapters. It's a night that they never forget. Obviously, a big night for everyone, all the young superstars getting in the league. A lot of great targets, Manny. I'm gonna let you take it over because you know the draft, I think, better than any of us. And,
hmm
there's a lot of good candidates out there, a lot of good things people were watching out, kind of some shocking moves that you were
Uh-huh.
telling me that, just by placement, people thinking, who's going to get fourth, who's going to get fifth, so on and so forth. Um, Take it away, man.
Yeah, I was telling you off live that there was a lot of crazy drops and crazy steals that happened, but I'm gonna start obviously with the number one pick. Obviously, without a doubt, it was going to be Cade Cunningham. I know we've all known that for weeks and months now, but the Pistons made it very clear at I believe 2, 3 o'clock Eastern time. They like Woj or Shams, I forgot who said it on Twitter, that the Pistons are keen on taking Cade if no trade happens, and no trade happened, so they took him. And personally, I've been following Cade since he was in high school on Montverde Academy. I've been following this guy for a long time, and he, in my opinion, you might think it's cap, guys, but I'm gonna say, but I think he is the best prospect since LeBron James. He is that good. He can shoot, he can defend, he can rebound, he can pass, he can do it all. Like I've never seen a guard looking that skinny that does so much. And also his free throw percentage, amazing as well. Second pick, I know a lot of people were basically thinking Jalen Green, Evan Mobley, who would fit better? I like that Jalen Green went number two because, it's something different. We always see the college guys go number one and two in previous drafts many times. But I'm glad to see a guy from the G League, imagine that, and from the G League go number two overall. But it's a bit of a controversy pick in my opinion, and I'll tell you why I think it's a controversy pick. Because I think Evan Mobley fits better on the Rockets, and the Jalen Green fits better on the Cavs. And I'll tell you why I say that. Because the thing is that the fact that Evan Mobley went number three to the Cleveland Cavaliers, I don't like that pick. And the reason why I don't like that pick for them is because they have Jared Allen, who's also a very good young center. So now that they have two top centers that are young and that are ready for the NBA season now that they're very young, the thing is, are they going to trade Jared Allen? That's a really good question. That's basically what it might mean that they took Evan Mobley. But the Jalen Green pick, I like it for the Rockets. Basically now with you could actually slide Kevin Porter Jr. now to the three, and you could have Jalen Green play the two. It would look really good. All they need now is a point guard, a young point guard in the Rockets, and I think that they're set for their rebuild. But now, in my opinion, the most controversy pick the whole night was the Raptors taking Scotty Barnes with the fourth overall pick. We all thought it was going to be Jalen Suggs. We all thought, I live in Canada, so I was talking to a lot of people that are Raptor fans, and they were saying that, oh, Jalen Suggs is going to be a Raptor. We're all excited. That's what they're all saying. But I don't know how to take Scotty Barnes. I mean, I have nothing against Scotty Barnes. He's a very good defender. He's a very good versatile shooter. He can make the three, which is really nice for them to see. But I always thought they were going to pair up, Jalen Suggs with Fred VanVleet. I always thought they were going to complement that one and two very, very well. But I see they wanted more floor spacing. Maybe that's why I think they took Scotty Barnes. But it's a good pick for them. They need defense help, and that was a good pick for them. Jalen Suggs now to the Orlando Magic. I don't know how to feel about this pick. I mean, obviously he's a great player, Jalen Suggs, and he was on the not the national champions, but the reigning finalists. And I really wanted to see him go to the Raptors because that would have been a better pick. But it's because there's so many guards though. The Magic, they have Markel Fultz, they have R.J. Hampton. like I don't know. I don't think I think it's going to be a little bit of clashing in the locker room for the Magic because they have so many guards, and it's going to be hard to find those guys' positions in the starting lineup, in my opinion. But then you got the sixth pick. We all thought it was going to be like Jonathan Kuminga that was going to go there. Obviously, by the way, shout out to the Golden State Warriors. I think they were the biggest winners on the draft night tonight. They did a great job, and I'm going to get to them in a second.
Absolutely.
But Josh Giddey, like a lot of people are thinking, like, who's Josh Giddey? Like, he wasn't in the NCAA and he wasn't in the G League, but a lot of people are saying that he's supposed to be the next big star for Australia. And I've always said this many times that besides the USA, Australia produces the best basketball players. Like they are, we all know they're known for their rugby and for their Aussie rules football, but basketball is like the third most popular sport in Australia, and they've experienced and they've produced very good players in the past. Ben Simmons, Kyrie Irving. People don't know this, but Kyrie Irving was actually born in Australia, and obviously Andrew Bogut won the championship with the Warriors. So they have great players, Australia. They've been able to produce very good talent. And Josh Giddey can shoot, he can dunk, he can defend, he can pass. He's a very good, versatile player, and I think he's going to fit very well with the OKC Thunder because he's a bit of a 2, a bit of a 3. So if you think about it, they could actually make him play alongside Shai Gilgeous-Alexander. So it would actually be a nice fit for Josh Giddey on the Thunder. When I said I was going to get into the Warriors, man, they nailed it with their picks. Jonathan Kuminga was supposed to be a top 5 pick, and he fell to 7.
Yeah.
And we've all been, and Aaron, we've all been saying, like, I don't know about you really or about me, but like that Draymond Green has been regressing very hard as of late. He hasn't been the same player as he was in the past.
Exactly.
And he can be a very good like replacement for Draymond Green. Like, let's say if he wants to retire or if he might want to take a back seat and go to the bench role. Like, you could have, like, a starting lineup of, like, Curry, Thompson, Wiggins, and Kuminga, and then James Wiseman. That team could definitely make the conference finals. I think the Lakers and the Warriors are destined to meet in the conference finals if that happens. 100%. So, hats off to the Golden State Warriors. You guys killed it tonight. And then, obviously, another thing I want to talk about, we're going to go actually to the 11th pick with the Charlotte Hornets. James Bouknight, another guy who was supposed to go top 7, top 8, falls to 11. And obviously, shout out to all my American family in Connecticut, because he did go to UConn, James Bouknight, so shout out to him. And he is a great player. He is also a very good shooter. Aaron, it's crazy. There's so many good shooters in this class.
I know.
So, like...
It's a great class.
A very good class. Everyone was saying this was supposed to be the best class since 2003. And we all know how great that 2003 class was. Obviously, LeBron James, Chris Bosh, Dwayne Wade, Melo. We're going to get into Melo and further into this show when we talk about free agency, by the way. But James Bouknight, a great shooter, obviously, as I talked about. And a great guy you can put next to LaMelo Ball. Like, that's why I think James Bouknight... I'm sure the Michael Jordan and the Hornets were basically praying to God that James Bouknight was gonna fall into their laps, because he is the perfect pick for Charlotte. And then now to the 13th pick, obviously Chris Duarte. I know a lot of us Laker fans are very familiar with Chris Duarte because the Lakers Nation Twitter account was saying that we gave him a promise that we're gonna draft him, that we weren't going to trade the pick. Obviously, we did trade the pick, but that we were going to draft him because obviously he's like the most mature guy in the draft. He's 24 years old. He's my age, and he got taken in the draft this year.
That's crazy.
It is crazy. So, like the fact that he's there and also he brings experience to a very young Indiana squad. We all know Domantas Sabonis. I think he's like 22, 23. So he's going to be very good with him. And obviously, of course, Malcolm Brogdon.
Oh, yeah.
Who's like 24, 25. Malcolm Brogdon is the same age as Chris Duarte. And Malcolm Brogdon has been in the league for how long? Like 5, 6 years? That is wild. Obviously, also, we mentioned the Warriors getting Moses Moody, another guy that was supposed to be top 10, but he falls to 14. Like, shout out to obviously Bob Myers.
Oh yeah.
He killed it tonight. Like, if you're a Golden State Warriors fan, you should be extremely proud. And then if I'm going to go to a bit to, because obviously I'm covering all the big names in this draft, basically. Jalen Johnson falling number 20 to the Hawks, because the Hawks they're in a very uncomfortable situation with the fact that they have to deal with John Collins, that he's restricted. Are they gonna match him with other teams? Are they gonna bring him back? Like, this tells me that they're not totally sure what they're gonna do with John Collins in the free agency, because now that they drafted Jalen Johnson from Duke, obviously he was a small forward / power forward. This makes me think, Aaron, that they might not bring back John Collins, and they might roll out with Jalen Johnson and Clint Capella as their 4 and 5, which is very interesting.
Yeah, that could work though for them though.
Absolutely, it creates spacing for Clint Capella. It's very smart, that pick, in my opinion. And then obviously, we all know there's two big Clipper fans that are part of this show: Clipper Darrell and Matthew, who does the sound, audio and video.
Hell yeah! And, shout out to both of them.
Shout out to both of them. At number 21, they end up making a trade with the New York Knicks to get Keon Johnson.
That's a great trade.
A very good trade, yes, from the New York Knicks, who was supposed to be another lottery pick. There were so many crazy surprises tonight. Like, yes, I know there's a bit of a knock on Keon Johnson's game, that he's not a very good shooter. He's like one of the very few guys in this draft that cannot shoot. But defensively, he's very good at defense. Like, in my opinion, if I'm going to compare him a bit to an NBA player, I can compare him a bit to Lonzo Ball. Like, he came into the draft not as the best shooter, but a very good defender. But in time, like, give him a few years, Keon Johnson, he could be a good shooter. Look at Lonzo now in the NBA. Like, to start off with the Lakers, remember he would shoot like 20% from 3. Now he's shooting like 45% from 3. So, like, people that are saying like Keon Johnson might be a bust, you guys don't know what's coming. I as a Laker fan telling you this, even though he's on the Clippers, Keon Johnson, I'm telling you, he's gonna be fine. He's gonna come together with his shooting, and like I said, he's gonna be the next Lonzo Ball. He's known for his defense and his passing, but he's gonna get his shooting up there.
I think anything too is also, remember, obviously when Lonzo came in, he had such a unique shooting, his arc, the way he handled the ball, his shots, just the way his set shot was. And like, I mean, it too, like, okay, when you're in college, when you're in the college game, those shots are going to work because that's just what you've grown up with. That's what your bread and butter is. But then you get in the pros too. And I'm expecting every one of these guys that made it, that is a top tier draft pick tonight, I'm expecting them to most likely spend at least 2 years realizing, okay, cool, like, I got my shots going. How do I make it better? Hey, let's adjust this. Let's adjust this. Let's adjust you making free throws. Let's adjust your arc. How much of your arc in the ball? That's what Lonzo did. And he did that when he went to New Orleans. And now, I mean, obviously, the rest is history right now, how he's doing. So, go ahead.
Yeah, absolutely. I agree with you there. It took Lonzo time. Obviously, he had a very unorthodox shot, but he, like I said before, he got it together, and I feel like Keon Johnson will get it together in the next few years. It takes time. NBA's not easy. It takes time for you to get there. And then, obviously, one guy I want to get into right now, the number 38 pick from the Bulls, and I was saying, if the Lakers did keep the pick, this is the guy I wanted us to draft. I was really, 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 I mean really high on Ayo Dosunmu. Like, I watched him in the NCAA last year. He can shoot. He can defend. He was a Big Ten champion with Illinois University. And obviously a lot of people like him because of when he won the championship with Illinois for the Big Ten. He kind of did replicated something that Kobe did in 2001, where he He was like sitting in the locker room near the bathroom with his trophy, with his hat, obviously. So like that's another reason why I kind of thought he was gonna be a Laker because of that post that he mimicked Kobe. But obviously, like shout out to the Chicago Bulls. I know a lot of Bulls fans are very depressed tonight because they're supposed to have the 7th pick in the lottery, but they lost their pick to the Magic. But if you're a Bulls fan watching this, you should be very, very proud because you got, in my opinion, the steal of the draft in Ayo Dosunmu. Like, this is 1 second-round pick that will be in the league for a long time. He's not going to be like one of those guys that's in the second round that's going to be there for like a few years and then it's going to bounce around to Europe or Australia or whatever. This guy is going to be in the league for a while, and he is going to be, in my opinion, the next Jordan Clarkson. I see a lot of Jordan Clarkson in his game. He can defend, and he can shoot at a high volume, and both were second-round picks.
Yeah. Hey, you know what? Also, speaking of the draft, Gonzaga's Joel Ai, coincidentally, just agreed to a 2-way contract with the Los Angeles Lakers. They just got Gonzaga just got a Gonzaga.
Joel Ayayi, actually.
Joel Ayayi, he was a great scorer. I was watching.
A very good scorer.
Obviously, if you didn't watch March Madness, you're out of your mind. But,
True.
I mean, he's a great scorer too, and it's like, that's what I also love, like, about the draft, because like you get these young talented guys. I mean, Manny, like this draft literally is, it's the future of the league.
Stacked.
It's the future of the league. This is the well-known stack since LeBron's draft class, and obviously we know what that is, and the rest is history right now. Mm-hmm. But it's just nice to see that, and it's like a good player. Obviously, when you get a Gonzaga guy on any LA, no matter what LA team it is, you're playing in LA. You got the lights on you. You got the Hollywood lights. It's time to put in that work.
I am actually blown away, Aaron, right now that you told me that we signed Joel Ayayi. Like, obviously, like, I watch more NBA than NCAA, but I do watch the NCAA sometimes, like, if on an off night, when there's no Laker games and there's no big NBA games. But, oh my god, this guy is a flat-out scorer. I'm surprised he didn't get picked in the draft. And we actually signed him.
Yeah, he's a good 3-and-D guy, and he shot 39% from the 3 last year. So, 39%, it's, ideally that number eventually should be able to go up, but obviously, a young talented guy like him, I think he's going to do great. I think that is a good pickup for the Lakers.
Very, very good pickup. Like, I wow, like I can't believe we actually signed Joel Ayayi. Like, that's crazy. But
Lakers also got Austin Reeves.
Austin
Two-way
Reeves.
contracts. Yeah, he was from Wichita State and Oklahoma.
Austin Reeves, yeah, he's also very good as well. But the Joel Ayayi one's like obviously takes the cake. But back to what I was saying before from the draft, like I was talking about obviously Ayo Dosunmu, biggest steal of the draft in my opinion. But also another guy that I thought that would be taken around the 20s. He fell to 48 to Atlanta. Actually, well, I'm looking at right now on the Sportsnet app. It's saying that the pick actually conveyed to Miami, but Sharif Cooper. This is a guy who was supposed to be taken in the 20s from Auburn, and he ended up going to the 48th pick. So I see you, Atlanta. Jalen Johnson and Sharif Cooper. Like, you guys too. You had a very good draft. Good job for you guys. And then obviously the Pistons, we all know they took Kate Cunningham, the number 1 overall pick. That's obviously like the biggest story of the night for the draft. But another guy they took, another steal of the draft. If you guys also watched the March Madness, like Aaron said, the Iowa Hawkeyes, Luke Garza.
Oh, yeah.
He got taken. So the Pistons actually nailed it tonight, not only with Kate Cunningham, but Luke Garza. That is insane. And then the Sixers at 53, but then they obviously conveyed the pick to the New Orleans Pelicans.
Hey, Manny, guess what?
What?
Hey guys,
We have someone else. No
Medina
show
in the flesh.
no show, ladies and gentlemen, no show
I
is
thought
ever
I
complete.
could finish on time, but obviously not. But I'm
Eh,
here now.
No show is ever complete, guys, on the Ultimate Sports Show without one of the best hosts. And also, happy belated birthday here
Oh, thank you
because it
guys.
was
Happy
your
birthday
birthday.
to Medina.
Yes,
Hey,
you can't.
thanks.
No show is ever complete without the one and only Medina.
Oh,
Absolutely.
thank
It's
you
good to
guys.
have you
I don't
back.
deserve this kindness. I was super late today. Usually at like my job, I would get chewed out for being 5 minutes late, and I'm 20 minutes late to this episode right now, and I just get lots of love, and I appreciate it.
Hey, we're about spreading the love here. We don't want no
Hey,
negative vibes here.
Absolutely.
Manny's just recapping the draft right now.
for sure.
Lakers got Gonzaga. Lakers got anytime you put Gonzaga and the Lakers, I feel like together, it just makes you smile because you have a
Absolutely.
score, you have someone else to build on as well, and we still got Manny, we still got a few guys to cover, so go for it.
Yeah. Like back to what I was saying about the 53rd
Yeah.
pick conveying to the Pelicans from the Sixers. Charles Bassey, another versatile big man that got taken in the steal at 53 from Western Kentucky, and then obviously from the University of Florida at 56 from the Charlotte Hornets, Scotty Lewis. There's another guy that can play at the 2 and the 3, and that is a very good versatile shooter. And actually, Scotty Lewis also is a very good defender as well. So the Charlotte Hornets, actually, sorry about that. I just realized the pick got conveyed to the Clippers. So the Clippers,
Oh, wow.
ended up getting Keon Johnson, who before Medina, obviously you missed it because you weren't there. I compared him to Lonzo Ball. So they got basically the next Lonzo Ball, in my opinion, and Keon Johnson. And now they got Scotty Lewis, another good versatile shooter and defensive player from Florida. Very, very good draft from Charlotte from Clippers as well. So in my opinion, the biggest winners tonight, the Warriors, the Clippers, and the Hawks. Those three teams absolutely nailed their picks, and obviously cannot forget the Pistons because obviously Cade Cunningham, but also Luke Garza.
Man,
Wait, why aren't the Lakers on your list right there? Honestly, guys, I haven't
Oh.
seen the latest news.
Because we didn't draft.
no, we didn't. No, they didn't
oh,
draft.
I'm talking about the
we're
biggest
not
winners of
talking.
the draft.
We're not just talking about. Okay, so we're not talking about the free agent stuff yet. Okay.
Free agency were the biggest winners.
Well,
We
hey,
got
you
Westbrook.
know
yeah,
what?
yeah. I was gonna say. I was like, wait, why aren't we on that list again?
Well, you know what? We just so we just got it. We just finished the draft. So
Yeah.
obviously, before we get touching the free agency, guys, did anything important happen in the NBA today? Any trades happen today that we need to be aware of?
Now that you mention it, there's a guy named Russell Westbrook. I
I
don't know
think
if
he's
you
a
might have
Laker
heard of him.
now.
He's
I think
good,
that's the
right?
rumor.
I'm
he's
assuming
good.
he's
He's the
good.
one with the triple double.
He's the
right?
triple double guy that won
Okay,
MVP
got
with
it,
with
got it.
OKC a long time ago.
Right. Okay, I know who you're talking about.
Oh,
now.
that guy. Okay, well, hey,
That
you know
guy,
what?
yes.
Well, hey, you know
Yeah.
what? Like, would it be crazy? Would it be crazy enough if we actually knew that he was suiting up in the purple and gold?
No, Aaron, you're kidding me.
Right? I know. It's
Kidding
just,
I
me.
can't believe
It
it.
is
Don't play jokes
absolutely
on me
crazy.
right now.
It is crazy. Like, what if we sat here and said the Washington Wizards have agreed to trade Russell Westbrook, a 2024 second round pick, a 2028 second round pick, to the Lakers for Kuzma, Kentavious Caldwell-Pope, Montrezl Harrell, and number 20, the 22 pick tonight for the draft. Would you guys believe me?
No.
That's tough right now.
Highway robbery.
Highway robbery. Highway robbery in LA, I think tonight. I mean, guys, it's real. Obviously, we had to get into that first. Got to give the Lakers some love here. Guys, that was huge for the team to grab. Obviously, you give up a lot. I mean, you still give up a lot. Montrezl Harrell, big presence and size right there for the Lakers. And obviously now focus moves away because a lot of people weren't sure whether it was going to be, what are you going to do with Dennis Schroeder? What are you going to do? How the Lakers, what are they going to do in his case, in his scenario? Obviously, he had some frustrations, and there were some things that went on behind the scenes as well as not only the COVID protocols, but also the chemistry on the court. And just, obviously we knew he wanted the big contract, guys. I mean, he'd been talking about that since, right after the season started, that, he wants to come back here. His family loves it. I give him credit for wanting to come back here. I just think I don't think it was in the cards for the Lakers. I really just don't think they were kind of eyeing it, because he just, it was great while he was here, but I just feel like he'd do better with another team that a little bit younger, just someone he could kind of tutor, mentor. And I just feel like that chemistry with, maybe it was LeBron and him, maybe it was Kuzma also, yes, he is involved. Yes. Yes, he's going to the Wizards, at least for now. Obviously, there's a rumor that says Kuzma might get traded to the Spurs, which would even be a great pick for the Spurs. I mean, that's huge, because the Spurs. Yeah, and I think he's from out there too as well. So, I think definitely there's some news that's going to be going on, and obviously, we're going to talk about the free agency, but also we'll get more in depth about it and recap the free agency when it starts going on Monday as well. So this is just the beginning of free agency, because guys, I mean, there's 50 plus people on the list for free agency, and I'm still excited about this. Like, I mean, you get a trade that goes on. And not all, I think Washington's also busy. Not only, yes, shout out to baseball as well, because baseball was involved. There was a lot of baseball involved in Washington, as well as basketball being involved in Washington today too. But also just the moves, like it not only related to the Lakers, but a lot of other moves that people are making around the league right now. Has there any other moves today that's been surprising to you guys? And what was your first reaction to us getting Westbrook, as we just take a look at what he did last year as well?
Just a lot of excitement. I screamed at the top of my lungs. I was really, really happy that we got Westbrook. But it was obviously very wild, though. The one thing that the fact that I got home from work, as soon as I changed my clothes, I literally see that we're like in the talks with the Sacramento Kings to get Buddy Hield, and then out of nowhere I get a notification from Woj, Shams, whatever, and saying Lakers are nearing a deal to acquire Russell Westbrook. So I'm just like, what the hell is going on? So then I'm watching the draft, and then after the fourth or fifth pick, I see that Woj is on ESPN saying the trade is officially happening, and I was just like, let's go! I can't believe it. Now we finally have a good point guard to surround LeBron and AD. So now, if let's just say LeBron or AD goes off the bench, now Westbrook can do all the work, and then once he gets substituted on the bench, and then AD and LeBron come back on, they can just do their thing. And it relieves a bit of stress, because we all know the injuries and the COVID issues that we had this year. So, it relieves a bit of stress then, now that we have a third star. And also, it also gives us a good chance to compete with the Brooklyn Nets and possibly meet them in the NBA Finals. I'm not throwing that out there, but I might say that might be a prediction.
I just think it's great. I think it's a good pickup for them as well. As we're obviously looking at what Russ's game. I mean, last year he was, guys, we know he was unconscious. Also, shout out. You'll hear more about our video side of things as well soon, coming up tomorrow. For those of you that tune in, got more content as well coming out here on the Ultimate Sports Show. But also, I just think I love his game. Even watching his highlights, he just. He's a triple-double machine. I think he shattered almost every record related to assists. And
Oscar Robertson.
Yeah, and it's just, it's unreal. It's unreal, what he's done in his career. Obviously, honestly, I actually thought, I never even envisioned the Lakers honestly having a chance to get Westbrook, because I honestly thought that Brooklyn might even look at it and say, hey, Brooklyn might want to say, let's put let's put Westbrook and Durant together again
Hell
because
no. Sorry.
but well, I believe me,
They would
I
not
thought
need
about
him.
it. I thought about it too, and then I says, well, they had a lot of moves to make too, and everything's kind of what are they gonna do as well? Like what are they gonna do as well? Also, the other LA teams as well, the Clippers as well. What are they gonna do with Kawhi Leonard? Will he stay? I mean, where do they go about it? What does Dennis Schroeder end up doing now since he's a free agent? Guys, there's so many things and we're just started literally we just got into the bread and butter of things, and we
Facts.
still got so much time to go.
Okay, I just want to put in my 2 cents about
Yeah,
this
go
whole
for it.
Go
Westbrook
right ahead.
thing. So when I first heard about the Westbrook trade, I heard that we were, correct me if I'm wrong, we were giving up Kuzma, Schroeder, and THT for him. And when I first heard that, I didn't like that. Obviously, if you guys follow me on Twitter, you saw my disappointment towards that, because I don't think we should be giving up our young talent for Westbrook, even though Westbrook is great and amazing. I still feel like it's very vital to keep our young talent on our team for the long run. Westbrook is great for now, but I just didn't see. And I'm not gonna lie, guys. I love Westbrook. He's one of my favorite players in the NBA. He's a big star, big player, big name, and I know we're all super excited and happy to have him part of our team. But I think my only concern, and I know a lot of others have the same concern as well, is how is he gonna fit in? How is he gonna play with LeBron and AD? Is everyone's concerns are is the paint gonna be too congested? How are we gonna work? Or is he gonna be good enough to take the load off of LeBron and AD? Or is he gonna just be like a one-man show? That's the concerns that we have about Westbrook. But when I saw that we gave up Kuzma and Harrell and KCP, as sad as I was to see them all go, because they're a Laker, and no matter what, they did what they could for our team, and it's sad to see them go, but it had to happen. I was happy that we didn't get rid of our young players, and I know I get a lot of hate for saying that, because nobody really looks at our young players as something special yet, because they expect everyone to play like a god right away when they come into the NBA. People don't take the time and patience and have the patience to wait and see a player develop. And I feel like THT didn't get enough credit for that. So I'm going to say this again. I'm glad we didn't get rid of him for Westbrook, because I think that would have been a big mistake. But I like the way we went off this trade. I do personally still feel like we probably gave up a little too much for him, but I think he will be worth it. I trust Pelinka and what he has in store for us. I'm sure he didn't just do it for the publicity and for the big announcement. He actually did it to benefit the team, and he has a plan to get ring number 18 there. So I'm excited to see what's going to happen with that. Like I said, I have my concerns about Westbrook, but I'm also very excited to have him part of our team, because he is one of my favorite players. So I just hope he contributes what we're lacking in. I hope he's the solution to our shooting problems, because that's really what the Lakers are lacking in right now. We saw that a lot last season, and I just hope that he can, whoever else we end up with, if we keep Schroeder, I hope we see more from him this year. I really hope a lot of players that don't do well their first year, they come back stronger, they learn from their mistakes, and they do better. So hopefully if Schroeder just stay with our team, we see that from him. And if we don't, if we see another Kyle Kuzma thing going on, hopefully we'll have a plan for next year to see what happens with him. But that's just my 2 cents on it right now. I'm excited. I'm happy. I can see us being a really big team. And also, I want to say one thing to all the Twitter people that follow me. For everyone that's saying now that we have a chance to actually beat the Nets next year, we always had a chance to beat the Nets. We only need a healthy AD and LeBron. We don't need a third person. We had a great team last year. It was just too many injuries, and we would have won that, no doubt about it, if our players were healthy. We don't need a super team to win a super team. Just saying.
Just keep speaking facts, Medina. Just
Exactly.
Just keep speaking the facts, and everyone's got to listen sometime. So that's all you can. Also, I mean, there's actually I just saw that someone there's news speculating around about Alex Caruso's future with the Lakers, because there's kind of reports saying that the Lakers are actually still interested and bringing back Schroeder and possibly dumping Caruso and having Schroeder be an everyday and have Schroeder be the leader of the bench. There is a rumor going on about it. Obviously, we all know what happens with rumors and how everything's
They
been in
never
the
go
last.
through.
They never go through.
Absolutely.
They never go through. But
So that
obviously,
would be a really bad move. In my opinion, that would be a really bad move to get rid of
Facts.
our GOAT for Schroeder. No
ex-
disrespect towards him.
exactly. A lot of people apparently, according to CBS News, local news, they also think that it's the end of the era for Alex Caruso, as they think the Lakers have a bigger
hell no.
envisioned plan for what they want to do at the bench. Guys, obviously, Manny, we all know how we feel about Caruso and what he means. He's the Italian goat of that Lakers
Exactly.
team. He's your Italian goat. But obviously, you know obviously Caruso, like, everyone sees his game too. So do you guys think, like, I mean, the Lake, don't get me wrong, he knows, like, he could get money. Like, if he knows very well that obviously if he was on a team that wasn't looking necessarily for the championship aspects right away, he knows he could be an everyday starter, easily starting guard in the league.
Absolutely.
He's earned it. Like, there's no like, no doubt about it at all. And obviously, I honestly think he'll see what he's gonna get for the Lakers. I mean, obviously the Lakers are giving him a good amount of money, but I'm not gonna be surprised if also other teams are gonna try and go after him as well, because he's a great talent. I mean, he's a great talented player as well. A lot of people want him. Also, we know we have THT as well. So, we're going to see what ends up happening with the market, because obviously everything goes to work starting Monday. And guys, we're going to also be bringing out the show, and you guys are going to be seeing more free agency talks and more rumors, more speculations. It's just the beginning of it. Like, that's the crazy part. Like, we didn't even hit free agency, and there's already trades going on and speculations and rumors
So
about
much.
who's gonna sign. Like, there's over 50 free agents this year. It's like the
It's literally
biggest
absurd.
class. It's the biggest class I think they've had in like 10 years, something like that, right, Manny? Like, I think it's like 10 years or so.
Yes.
So, like, what are you guys, like, ultimately going in as we wrap it up here? What do you guys who's, like, the top priority free agents you guys are kind of looking at ahead of Monday? Who do you think is going to be surrounding it, whether it's the Lakers, whether it's the Clippers, whoever it may be? Who do you think's, like, the top targets for each team right now?
That's kind of hard to tell right now.
Basically,
Predictions.
Okay, my prediction is,
All right.
I spoke to you on the phone, Aaron, before, and I
Yeah.
told you what the one guy I want the Lakers to get in free agency, Melo, and the reason why I want
Yeah.
Carmelo Anthony is not only because of the chemistry with LeBron and everything. He used to be part of the Banana Boat, and he was the same the draft class as LeBron, obviously in 2003. But we need shooting. We were 27th in the NBA in shooting, in 3-point shooting, and that was horrible. In Laker land, we do not want to be below 20th in anything. So Carmelo Anthony would make so much sense, even if he's not starting. You guys, like, he can be on the bench as our sixth or seventh man,
player.
and he would be our go-to scorer off the bench. Like, let's just say if we substitute LeBron off the game, and then Melo comes in, he can get us some buckets from three, and he can even get us some long twos, and he can even drive to the lane and score. So he would be just the perfect free agent signing. We got the big fish in Westbrook. Now we need the little fish in Melo. And if we do those two things, I mean, we did one of those things, getting Westbrook, but if we get Melo, and then we get even, like, I wouldn't mind also a backup point guard to Westbrook. If we get those two things, a backup point guard with Westbrook and a spot up 3-point shooter off the bench in Melo, 100% successful offseason, in my opinion.
There are also some talks about CJ McCollum coming onto our team too. I mean, that should still be a possibility as well, since we're on the subject of Melo and Portland players. I mean, I prefer Melo too. I don't know if it's gonna happen, but I would be very ecstatic for all the reasons that Manny just pointed out.
Exactly.
honestly, like I think he'd be a great fit to our team. You know, he gets along with LeBron, and I think he would be a great bench player as well. And I don't see how that could go wrong. But I don't know. I have a feeling that's not going to happen either, but I would like for it to happen. I mean, I think you guys all knew who I truly wanted more than anyone to come to our team, but that's not going to happen, so we won't talk about it here.
Dame.
Dame, yeah. I mean, it could happen in the future. Who knows? But yeah, it's not going to
Never
happen
know.
now. But I feel like if Melo and CJ McCollum leave, I think Dame is going to be done with Portland by next year. That's just my opinion, though.
I agree.
It looks like that. Honestly, I think that's kind of where it's been heading.
It's heading,
But
yeah.
guys, we get to talk more about it on Monday. I'm excited. I am excited.
Same.
Everybody that loves free agency, guys, we got plenty to talk about on Monday. Everything related to about news, anything related about every team, anything that goes on, we're going to keep you updated. We're going to keep you what's going on in the off season. That's going to do it for us for the draft coverage and trade news regarding the around the league. And also, guys, shout out to the new draft class of the NBA. You know, I'm happy to see this league keep growing and got
Same
a lot
here.
of great talented players. So congrats to everybody that got drafted today. And that's going to do it for us for Around the NBA. For Manny, Medina, and myself, I am Aaron, guys. Take it easy, and we will talk to you all about free agency starting Monday. Good night, guys.
Peace.